So EO has brought you to that level. This should be the tagline, you know. EO brings you to a level where you start earning so much that every expense that you have or aspiration you have in life looks very small. Putting time in this organization will make us better at several other places.
That thanks to EO, I would say that you make friendships when you are as children in school or in colleges, and then you build from there. But EO has been kind of an accelerated friendship program.
Then there is only one community or the friends where you can talk any level, you can debate at any level.
But what an arranged marriage it was. The first time we met for the first board meeting, 9 of us.
The learning which I got from the forum about different industries, about different ways of doing things, actually made me much stronger in terms of my own outlook towards business.
But the best practices, if we copy and if we are able to share our journey or maybe our pain points on the table or on a forum or on an EO, and if we're getting something to scale, then that is the best thing.
Rather than a speaker teaching me, I have always learned more and better after the speaker closed in my interaction with my peers. For me, EO has actually happened as an example of manifestation. I have been wanting, before actually EO happened, I and Purva were genuinely thinking of applying to this organization, which was that time there in EO Delhi and EO Mumbai, and a couple of friends were there. And we were waiting for actually the company and the group to combine all the companies and reach a group turnover of 50 crores.
Okay.
And the day that touched 54 crores, the combined group turnover, in 2007 or 2008, we said, let's try and apply. So we're actually waiting since a year. Kya apply kariye, what can we do, whom can we approach, and how can we tell those friends that we know who have become a part. And one fine day, I still remember, I was about to catch a flight and Priyam Uncle and Varun called me that something like this has happened and do you know about this organization? Right. And a sister organization already existed that time in the city. So they said, now we want to bring it for youngsters and for the youth and for the kids of these members who can actually be a part of an organization which has energy, which can actually bring the young entrepreneurs together of the city. And that's when the story started. We went to Jaipur, me and Varun, and I remember experiencing something like I had never experienced. Jaipur chapters RI 2010 was actually the biggest inspiration and the turning point and the first seeding stone of our chapter. Right. Because experiencing a regional integration event of that level in 2010, where you see the brightest and the biggest and the most celebrated minds of India coming together, being so close to you. And then the people who are sitting in the audience are also equal to the people talking on the stage.
Jaipur, so you made it like your brand identity in terms of पहले 50 member को Jaipur आ रहा ही सुना है. We only talked about Jaipur.
Exactly, I'm coming to that. So the minute I came back, my biggest challenge was to make them actually see Jaipur RI story through our eyes and get them. So the first meeting that we did at the farmhouse, and you both were not a part of it.
Right.
And the people who came for that meeting, after the meeting, actually we thought that, yaar, aa to nahi chahiye. Aa set nahi tha. So how do we find the like-minded people? And in the next 1 month, 2 months, everyone we met, we only kept on asking at every dinner that would you like to spend your life or the next few years of your life with these people? Will they be a part of the family that you want to grow? Can they actually be those entrepreneurs whom people look up to? And that's when, Purva came and told me that I've met this guy for a few times for a couple of events. And he's amazing. He has great ideas and you need to meet him. Obviously, people had heard about you and your entrepreneurship and you had just taken it over from dad, that time, and you were becoming the face of your company long time. So I remember meeting you at the CG Road office. Right. First time on that first floor.
Garba Mate.
Exactly. Then coming to the current Shivalik office and talking about EO, how I and Varun came and how we showed the story of EO. I think the first step of belief that this is a brand and an organization to associate with or EO Gujarat ki story chalegi was when CS agreed to the idea of EO Gujarat. So it is very easy to make CS spend. He will say, oh, main de deta hu, mere ko chhod do. But to make CS invest and get his time to something, actually, brought my belief कि नहीं ये organization में power है. ये आदमी ने हाँ बोल दिया member बनने के लिए.
No, when you guys came, I thought કે પછી I called that meet કે 5,000 રૂપિયા હશે તો કરી દે એમ કરીને. Then meet કે no, it's not like that. There is some more cost. I said 10-15,000 રૂપિયા. તો કે ના આટલા છે. Okay, let me think. I'll tell you tomorrow. That's how it started. Because there was no community of કશું હતું નહીં કે સમજ
I know.
So anyway, the concept of EO was foreign. Nobody understood what it was. I think most of us ended up doing. For me, it was absolutely, there was no ideation about why I wanted to be part of an organization which is going to make change. It was basically about making friends.
Yeah.
Because I had no friends in Ahmedabad. I never studied here, never spent time here. So basic idea is that, okay, friends banse, I'll be able to go ahead and meet with people with a little common socio-economic structure and maybe people who can share thoughts on the same level. That was the primary idea, but it, I think, took off from there to something else. So first 10 members was like a fluke of nature where we just decided, okay, chalo, this looks like it, this can work, and we just put it together.
But what an arranged marriage it was. The first time we met for the first board meeting, 9 of us. True. I think it was like, this is it. You have to like or love or hate each other, but this is all you have to be with.
It panned out well in terms of, I think we trusted the process, but it went about properly. I think it could have been, there could be egos involved, there could be, but it didn't happen
Even
that way. It
in
was
forum meetings or forum trainings, still now also we tell the members, trust the process. True. And it will happen.
No, but now
The
the
bonds
process
will
is
grow.
established. Yeah, at that time there were no established. There were only face values like Chiranjeev આયો છે કે Meet છે કે Varun છે. So I think Varun, I was not knowing them, but I know you and Meet. તો કે આ બંને આયા છે તો કંઈક તો હશે ઓફિસમાં સમજાવવા માટે. So on face value ના કરીએ. પછી when we jumped in, then it started loving and then gradually.
Oh, absolutely.
પછી તો forum join થયો.
But what was that one decision? Do you guys remember that some fearless decision we took that time or a bold decision we took when we started EO? Or the challenges that we had faced? Because I still remember each of the founding members, not just us, people who are not in that room, this room also, those first 10 to 15 members, the way they have contributed in building this organization. Because fees was one part, but how much we contributed extra to make the events happen, to call the big speakers with the limited budget we had for only addressing 15 or 20 of us in the room. If you remember calling those top business people or industrialists and how we used to convince them, okay, it's a small crowd, but these are the people, these are the profile, please come, we are starting, it's our journey. That step by step was crazy.
I think more than fearlessness, it was about, we didn't care that much to worry about it. We felt that we don't get sponsors, we'll sponsor it.
Yeah.
We'll make it happen. We went about getting speakers on board through personal contacts. You, Varun, Chitrak, you guys had people whom you knew. We convinced them to at least come for some time, spend some time with us, spend time with the crowd. So I think that was something which worked to our benefit rather than worrying about whether this budget is going to work for us or whether we'll be able to make EO Gujarat happen.
The first 3 President's Ball I still remember was sponsored by a forum.
It was sponsored by us only.
In that 25 members, it was 7 of us taking the lead. That let's do it, guys. And that experiences, those moments, those
Bonding.
crazy times that we spent throwing each other in the pool every single, time that we met was unreal. ત્યાં જે bonds બન્યા ને, I think that was the kickstart.
There
That
was
was where the foundation
one mission હતું કે we just wanted to make it live. We called many friends, just have a look, જોઈ લો, explore કરો. I think few joined, few were on course.
I remember doing a round of interviews at your office. Some people were waiting in your, that waiting areas. People were being interviewed in your cabin. Like, amount of hours, like I said, why I want to be thankful to each of you, that there was a seed, or an idea that I was trying to get through your minds and make you all invest in the idea that I had brought. But I'm so thankful that you all have given that time, sweat and blood and so much of investment with an idea. Like Raj said, that idea was that there was some belief. It was not just investing in EO, but all of us were also investing in our future. All of us were also investing in becoming better leaders and better entrepreneurs. Because somewhere we knew that putting time in this organization will make us better at several other places. And today, if you see, And if you count the number, it's impossible for us to even count the number of things that we have learned from this organization or what it has given us. It's priceless. But some great relationships, which today we cannot even survive without. Like us imagining even 10 days without sending a a reel or a message to each other is not possible.
And with the same kind of people, like we have old friends, new friends, relatives, staff. They all are having different mindset, and then you're talking to the same kind of people. That makes more sense.
I think most of you, like I didn't have time here, but you had friends who were all part of your school culture, or your colleges, or other family friends. But you did not have business friends who were really doing extraordinary well in their own fields, who were setting a name for themselves, setting an example, and you didn't have an opportunity or a platform to learn from them. So this I think all of us as people who were part of a business wanted it. We wanted peers who can maybe guide us or show us what they're doing so that we can learn from it and do it. So I think we all wanted this because we were all trying to make a name for ourselves at that point in time. And this just happened to happen at the right time.
And don't you think Gujarat ma there was no such organization which brought this young entrepreneurs, upcoming entrepreneurs, people who have already reached a level and now want to grow 10x from where you are, to combine, like you're saying, with the like-minded people, where you actually are learning so much from each other, then you are not even realizing when you're having conversations with them. You are actually not realizing, but subconsciously you are actually learning those things which no other speaker or master class can teach you. And because these are practical challenges that all of us went through at that time. Now we are pros. And now we are, sharing those experiences with all the upcoming entrepreneurs at various platforms. But somewhere EO has played a major role. And all of us sitting in that room as forum, after the events, on our retreats, has also played a major role to learn those experiences or learn from each other's experiences.
Yeah, it has.
But it also had increased our exposure also. Like પેલા ખબર નથી પડતી પૈસા વાપરવાના બી કેવી રીતે ક્યાં વાપરવાના. કમાઈ તો કર્યું, but ક્યાં વાપરવાના? What is the value? Like buying a 500 રૂપિયાની t-shirt થી like jumping to 50,000 rupees t-shirt, that is a big jump. But you don't know. Then we started realizing
But we are talking about good things of you, not bad things. ખર્ચા કરવા શીખવાડ્યા એ નથી.
Which actually made him learn.
No, that's what we are doing.
The kind of t-shirt he used to wear when we called him for the interview.
Right.
એટલે એ જ
He
કહું છું.
changed.
And from wearing that shoes to the one he's
એનું
wearing
તો
right
EO ના
now,
કારણે ઘર બદલ્યું નવું.
એટલે જ કહું છું, સારી વસ્તુઓ ચર્ચા કરો.
which today has become the landmark of the city.
It's a top 10 things to see.
See in the Ahmedabad city, that's what we call his house.
So then we realized કે એટલું ખર્ચો, like કે એટલું કમાવો કે ખર્ચો સસ્તો લાગે. Then we jumped multifold that way. So yeah, that helped a lot of values.
So EO has brought you to that level. This should be the tagline, EO brings you to a level where you start earning so much that every expense that you have or aspiration you have in life looks very small to purchase.
It genuinely happened for me because, like I said, I did not have exposure to that. I've always stayed in boardings and stuff like that. So I did not have exposure to a business kind of a family crowd which was there. Most of the people whom I knew were from far off regions and like from Nepal and other places and boardings and stuff like that. So coming to Ahmedabad, meeting with the people, it was 3 years where I had no connect with any outsiders. Most of it was family. And then meeting and then learning and then seeing that, okay, what I'm doing is maybe just 10% of what I'm capable of doing, and what maybe others are striving for, or other the kind of risks others are taking, or the kind of energy they're putting in behind their businesses or creating their particular product. So that is something which is really inspiring. And I think more than just the introduction, the forum played a big role in terms of actually setting the tone when someone comes across and talks about numbers as to what they're doing and what they did from last year to today, or maybe talked about some major risks that they took. And there were people who've taken crazy amount of risk even in our forum.
Yeah.
So seeing that, I thought that I'm not doing even 10% of what I can do.
And that's when the game
Yeah,
changed.
that's where it changed.
So exactly those are the learnings. And now I wanted to, just get this conversation to that level that we share those things about your forum, or we revisit right now in our mind those meetings. If you remember how Quiches was found.
Yeah.
That entire meeting, I still remember, I even remember the whiteboard, how the words were written, how there was sandwich, how there was a cafe, how there was combining both the thoughts, how the new plans of, the next 5-year journey of what his company is going to do was, designed, and forum played a very integral role in doing that. Or even people in our forum, how their personal relationships were, what they needed, how they needed that support in the family life, or making personal decisions to shift to certain place for their business or expand their business. I mean, we have gone through journeys that, probably we could not even go with anyone, even our siblings or someone in our family, those journeys. That's what we've gone through as forums.
I still remember the first maybe couple of years of the forum and the size and scale of what we are doing and where we are right now. I think that's where the journey started actually. We're not doing anything. And there we were maybe at a figure of 1, and right now we are at a figure of 50 or 100 from that journey itself. So which was really inspiring. It, I think, started us in the right direction. So it was
Numbers
good.
has increased multifold by seeing, by observing, by exploring.
Exactly.
A lot of things. And we know what is the best practices because it's available with our EO buddies only. Then you just have to call or maybe ask or just get into it, and then
So I think what we talked about, that us as people who started or founded the entire community, but in Gujarat, but at the same time we were part of the same forum.
True.
So that also helped a lot in terms of understanding each other better. So from there on, I think we went through a lot of personal struggles also, and we came across much stronger from there. So I think as a whole, the concept of EO and the different I would say structures which are part of EO also helped us take it forward easily rather than it being a
100%.
conflict between friends.
So my personal experience is, you guys have been those, mentors or the third eye for me, knowingly, unknowingly in my life. And if I think about...
And even if you didn't want, we were still doing it.
I remember that those times, my biggest of challenges, and even today, if there's a problem which is beyond my capacity to handle, or a challenge which is beyond my capacity to handle, you are those partners in crime or those partners in those situations, those two people who will be there. And there's no one in my life, I can go to.
True.
Chitrak might have, the world where...
So it's like you commit a crime and we hide the body. Yes?
Obviously.
it depends.
Exactly.
Because Raj tried doing that and then he felt bad that you guys
Yeah.
don't understand. That I've actually committed it.
True.
But the forum is like mirror to us. Whatever we do, otherwise self-respect, they are committing, they are like telling you what you are doing wrong, what you are doing right.
Yeah.
That's a close friend which know you from your entire journey of your family, your personal life, your wealth. You can cry, you can call them at midnight. So it's like it was mirror, completely a mirror.
That updates and that 5% we still look forward to, after 15 years of being in the forum together.
Deep
That-
down of each thing.
Yes.
And actually, I'm part of a family business, and the learning which I got from the forum about different industries, about different ways of doing things, actually made me much stronger in terms of my own outlook towards business. But at the same time, when me as a family, when we're sitting and when we're talking about things, I was much more, I would say, exposed or knowledgeable about a subject because of the kind of exposure I was getting from everywhere else. So which was helpful in terms of establishing my position in my company as well as in my family.
True.
यार साचो को तो whatever leadership that I have got in my life, the first step towards creating the network for, I speak at various platforms that today my network is my net worth. And we all have experienced it, including my life, your life, his life. That network, some or the other time, we all have tried, plugging into. But thanks to EO, that today you have the world at your fingertips. Because a trusted network you can trust like this, most successful people in the world today are having that time to hear you or talk to you or connect to you. Or be there when you need the guidance or support or the right kind of connections to some place. That's what EO brings to us. And whatever I gain from regional council or the global universities or the global events or global connections with those EO members has brought me to where I am.
EO brings CP to us. CP brings the world to us. We don't know anyone. We know just CP.
So you invested in CP and CP
Exactly.
invested in EO.
Getting 30-40% commission from the EO fees. And
It's rare.
It's rare.
It's rare, bro.
Exactly.
it still is growing.
It developed so many other businesses. In my life, I still remember that before few years, I was very much contented with what I had. Wanted to, stabilize. I've discussed this with the forum also that, okay, this is it. This is the level that I want to achieve. Now let me diversify into few other things. And if I get and set things up this way, then I'm pretty much contented. Seeing you guys change the gear, I went back to my family and told them, guys, let's, try and change gears and see what this brings to us. And I think it's happened to all of us. Okay, there was a time then when we all were satisfied. कि बहुत है यार जो किया है. Now let's do something else and let's contribute at other places, and we are very happy with what's coming in. And suddenly, all of us suddenly together, I feel, we did not even realize क्या રહ્યા થયું. પણ એક ગિયર બધાએ બદલ્યું. કોણે બદલ્યું ખબર નથી પહેલા. રાજે બદલ્યું, ચિત્રકે બદલ્યું ખબર નથી. પણ જેને ગિયર બદલ્યું બીજા બધાએ ગિયર બદલ્યા અને બધા અત્યારે હવે જે આપણે ફોરમમાં ડિસ્કસ કરીએ છે તો you saw this time in the forum meeting how everyone had similar challenges, expansion and expansion
And elimination.
હા.
The 90% time I was listening, it's elimination. कि बीजे आ બધું નથી કામ કરતું, so I'm removing this.
Yes.
I'm removing this and I'm focusing on this.
That we learned from you. Declutter.
True, and at the same time, I think second-gen entrepreneurs, most of us are. So we had a set tonality in the family. Okay, this is the pace at which things are happening. Okay, the expansion happens with a 10%, 20% growth. And then once we started meeting with people, and I think just like you said, we don't know when that switch flipped, but then we started talking about 100% expansion and a 200% expansion, diversifying, trying to go upstream, downstream, do everything and anything, because we felt that, okay, I have another 35, 40 years of good life ahead of me. I want to make a name for myself. I want to create a bold statement or a legacy for the brand, the company and everything. And I think seeing people who were successful at it, rather than seeing people who might have failed at it, kind of thing, seeing people who are successful, it kind of set the entire thing. Okay, this is something which I can do, I want to do, and it started happening from there.
So for me, I normally followed by the systems. So when everything were in place, then we were just taking the systems from the different people, from the forum, from the all members. Then whatever we could have plugged in our office, we plugged in. Then instead of growing 10-20%, we grown multifold. So everything were right. We just have to plug in the right system.
Yeah.
And then that system worked itself. Now the time is we were into the system. Now we are outside the system, and then people are running the system. So that's what we have learned. That's what, like, till now my journey has.
So I can attest it to one particular moment, which was, I think it was a very like a turning moment for me, where we went to EO Calcutta, and Kumar Mangalam Billa was on the stage, and he put up a slide, and everyone was asking what you do and stuff like that, and how you're successful, blah blah. But out of all those slides and everything, one thing which I remember was that he said, I do a business in which if we are not in the top 3 in a 5-year span, then I leave that business. Whatever I do, I need to be in the top 3 as a company, and then otherwise I don't want to be in that business. I leave that business and I move out, and then we do something else. So I'll focus my energy in being that person who is changing the industry, who's making a name for themselves in the industry, and at the same time dominating where the industry is going. So that is something which stuck, kind of. If I am going to do something good for whatever business I'm doing, if I don't lead it, if I don't make the policies around it or make the market around it in the way I want it, that will never be satisfying if I don't do it. So I think that was something which we started doing. I think pressure of money was never there for most of us, so it gave us that kind of leverage, and having people around, like the EO community as well as the people whom you know, being around us, who always were there to support in any challenge. Like, I remember so many calls I've had with Chitrak, with you, a lot of them with him over chats at
Yeah.
2 o'clock in the night. We're talking and discussing, okay, this is an idea which popped up in my head. Now, what do we do about it? How do we go about it? I want to scale this. I'll come over for a coffee on a Saturday evening or afternoon and try and figure out and like brainstorm this. And I would say, I think between the both of us at least, we would have tried not less than 100 different ideas in the past 5 years, which I think 90 of them might have failed, and we've still been experimenting more. So, and it
No, at
worked.
least you
It worked.
tried.
Yeah.
We tried to be close.
We tried and close. Lots of them. So, but yeah, so this is what he said. Okay, if you can make it big, do it. And I think that's where EO came in for me.
No, I'm at a level where even if it's small, I'm not in the top 3 also. If it is giving me something, then I keep it on. Whatever is coming.
So, no, but there are 3 things which I always say: identity, knowledge, and opportunity. But you are into that first one. And हमारे पास तो सिप्पी है, तो we don't have to get into that zone. Let's focus on to the
other one.
So, Emma point, we have a top 3 networking. Okay, see, he's there. So we're okay.
No, but I have a very similar, moment to share. And I have told this at various places that when I went to the Amsterdam RI, me, Mrunal and Meet and all were there. And Kofi Annan came on stage. And the last slide he said is, you guys are entrepreneurs. All of you are successful and you will turn into billionaires or trillionaires and the world might see one of you as one of the most successful. And there are people from that room, I still remember, who have actually scaled to various leadership positions and business ways also. And the companies are one of the top companies of the world today. But he said something that changed my life. And as an entrepreneur, it could be a complete deviation, where he said that you are not successful no matter how much money you have, where your company is. And he was representing United Nations, so obviously that was the thought process he was coming from. And he said that 3 things are: if you are not creating the right kind of impact in the world, if you are not bringing smiles, and if you are not contributing to, developing a world into a much better place than what it is today, then your entrepreneurship, your company has, not contributed towards growing. And then first it started with me. Today, both of you and your family are contributing in several other places, knowingly, unknowingly. I talk about it because I have a structured foundation to do that. And you guys are those contributors to that journey of the foundation and several other initiatives and great things that your family is doing. So now that is an infection. Started from one place, came to me, I inspired you all. Even if you didn't want to be, I pulled so many times, कि भाई, आ तो करवू ज पड़, this is where I need your help, need your support. And we could do that. So my journey has affected from that one session or one speaker in a way that changed my life. In several ways.
No, but even we know, okay, even if you discontinue EO, then we can save double cost. One is Sippy's cost, second is EO's cost. But still we are paying because we...
You want to invest.
Yeah.
It's a fruitful investment.
And frankly, it's as a whole, as a community, right?
Yeah.
Also, when if as my family, if my dad is doing something good, it's basically good karma as a family, right?
Absolutely.
So us as a forum or us as friends doing something good is any which way passing on to the rest of us.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
it's like, I think I would feel more closer to you guys than I would feel to some of my cousins and people who were part of my family since so many years. So yeah, that's just as a whole, right?
But what is next, is my question. Where do we go from here? Like, from going to different EO events, from going to parties, celebrating 30th and 40th together, great retreats and everything, and now doing yatras and jatras together. Is that our future, or what are we going to do in future?
think that's
or
the
being
case.
in the beach on the shack that Bapu's will go.
That
That-
is
that's-
changed.
that's-
that is changed.
That is
Okay.
changed. After seeing...
That didn't got update in the forum.
that is changed.
Yeah, but still, I think value, like wherever we are, we jumped, we grew, we did whatever we did. But still, when we meet at a forum, we still feel that, okay, irrespective, we are gaining more value in that session. As just people who are doing successfully well. And I think today, if you and me sit down with maybe, say, Mukesh Ambani or Gautam Adani, they are going to have a whole new perspective to where the world is.
Yes.
So what we were 10 years back and what we are now is also changed. And I think there's a different perspective in everyone's life. And still there's so much learning, right? There's still learning which I think what he is imparting, what you might impart, what others in the entire community is bringing. And now, as a chapter, we've grown from 15 members to 100 members.
Yeah.
Imagine the kind of experience that is being brought now, because I have not had the opportunity to meet with everyone, but the people whom I've met, I'm already learning a lot from them in terms of maybe I might not have the same kind of implementation which they might have, but I'm still learning, right? The app is still, I don't know whether we are ready for the Jatra phase yet. At least I am not. You might be.
That is just a tick mark, like this covered, this covered, this covered. But now
अभी क्या
I
बाकी
think,
है?
like so बाकी है, अभी बत्ती है. So now we all are, I think, after crossing 40, we all are moving into that phase.
But all the new
Let's
members are
carry-
really wanting to see and meet you guys, and it's their dream to interact and bond, and how can we be
So we'll copy this
communicating and
podcast and we'll send
networking?
them.
Huh?
We'll copy this podcast and send them.
No, but they want to communicate with you and be in the events together with you both personally, sitting on the table with Chitrak and Raj. And
Chitrak will only come when you make it his event. So you have to put him on the stage. Yeah.
but then you
he
don't
will-
get the connect, no, as members.
Then he'll spend time, on the floor. Like.
So we're planning an event, no, for him. Star amongst us.
No, but it's a good way to discuss, to know each other, at least to start with. I think once a month, twice a month, quarterly once, but to have internal speaker along with the outsider speaker,
Yeah.
I think that's a good idea.
Good, right?
But I think
No, but
we
you
get a
see
great
now,
event. No,
all
we
the
get a
speakers who
members
come
only
in,
event.
they are now being interviewed by members.
Right.
And recently, a couple of great speakers came, and our new members who've just joined EO in 15 days, they were on the stage and interviewing them.
Right. True.
And they said, our experience with EO actually enriched right from the minute we started. Because first thing is you put us in a forum in 15 days. And the second is in 30 days, you made me go on the stage with a celebrated hero of the country. So what more can I ask?
Right.
And these people are great at what they are doing. Because now the qualification criteria is even more stringent. You are very, very selective in getting new members. There is a process, that you have to go through. It's not like those days when we used to go and select a person and convince him that, this is the place you need to come in. Now it's the other way around. You wait for several months after applying, then someone messages you, emails you, then you get a written form, then you're called for an interview, then the committee sits.
Lot of process.
And when you go through that, imagine how amazing you are as an entrepreneur or the company you represent.
True. It's true.
Well,
I
that's
think
it,
what we're
so-
doing, right? We have member-only events, we have these retreats. I think those are ample opportunity for
Yeah.
people to interact with each other and learn from each other. I think now, given that EO's already instilled that trust amongst members, that I don't feel uncomfortable sharing insight about my business with them, where I don't think that he's going to kind of use it in the wrong sense. So it puts us on the platform where it is easy to share.
That trusted
And, yeah,
environment that
it's an
EO brings to
easier
you, no
kind
other
of
organization, I think that brings you that intimacy of instant intimacy that EO can bring in that room. As soon as you meet a new entrepreneur, new person, is only EO can, get that comfort in our
Core
lives.
word is only entrepreneurship. So where
Yeah.
the focus is, if the entrepreneurship, and ત્યાંથી જ entrepreneurshipની બધી best practices if we copy and if we are able to share our journey or maybe our pain points on the table or on a forum or on an EO, and if we're getting something to scale, then that is the best thing which
Best thing.
anybody can have. Otherwise, cost, time, it's all about how you spending or investing. That's a very minor thing against what you are getting.
EO mein, we are part of that thing. We are members, fellow members. You're part of the forum. But as a friend, to Purva hai. You're not a friend.
I know
I'm
it was
okay
Purva.
being your EO buddy, guys. I'm
I
very
know it
happy.
was a Purva.
I'm very happy. And I have made peace with it. I had expectations.
Do you have any options?
Those expectations were broken. So I cried in the bathroom.
Did, no?
I did.
Yes, okay.
And then when I came out, I accepted this hard fact of my life.
Exactly. So,
So sometimes we cry our own self also.
no, but I think as just a community, the wives have, yes, of course, bonded
Huge credit
strongly
to them.
around it. Yeah,
yes.
So the friendship is all about like તમે કેટલી ધમાલ કરો, કેટલી વસ્તુ કેટલી તોફાન કરો, મસ્તી કરો, કેટલી વસ્તુ તોડી હશે, કેટલી વસ્તુ.
True.
So, but I cannot, I don't know whether it's credit to you. Of course, it's credit to you that we've met each other. But growing from EO, because of the forum, because of the bond that we have, the comfort I will share with the spouses of our gang. I mean, to not even call them spouses, they are like equally good friends that you both are. Today, Shivangi, Dipali, Shilpa, Amita, Aparna. I mean, you cannot miss out on the bond. My connection with them is way, way more deeper on certain topics than I would even bother calling you guys. And today that comfort is there of being the bros of life with them, when I meet them, cannot be there with anyone. I mean, it is thanks to the bond, thanks to the platform, thanks to this forum that has brought that. I mean, I would not even, think of doing that with any other spouse or a woman. I mean, they are so close. I would sit with them like my own bros and talk my heart out.
So EO has
And
kind
after,
of-
during every party, what happens is, we are actually in groups, right? You guys and Purva are together and we are there. I still remember, every time at Raj's place or any place, even at my house, we actually get divided for that half an hour or 15 minutes. Then there is a discussion among us going on, and I am with Shivangi and Dipali and Aparna and talking something else, maybe pulling your legs or whatever it is, and whatever you guys might be doing there. But that happens. It just gets us in our comfort zone. Now that comfort zone cannot come anywhere else now. This is it.
I think that thanks to EO, I would say that you make friendships when you are as children in school or in colleges, and then you build from there. But EO has been kind of an accelerated friendship program where the kind of
brilliant.
trust and the kind of bonds and everything happened very quickly, and then that transferred on to our families and everyone else also. So it was something which helped us scale up on that friendship also.
And I think today, something that just struck me is that the comfort I have, normally as an entrepreneur, your biggest worry or challenge or anxiety is about how the next generation will come in.
True.
And all of us having that one son, we are constantly thinking or what is that we are going to give them. Whether they'll be interested in the business I'm doing, whether they'll not be interested. Today, for Prayan, the comfort I have that he can choose any line that he wants, whether he wants to get into manufacturing or how I was telling you that other day, he chooses real estate, then I wouldn't not even want him to come to man. Like he could be with his company, select a project that he wants to do. I just have to finalize the terms and then he will do it under him. And there cannot be a better school or university from him to learn than anywhere else. Now, having 7 or 8 or 10 businesses that he can select, what more do you get? I mean, this is priceless. Today, if dad or mom wants anything and they can call you directly, thinking that they have, not just one son, or they have 7 other kids that they can go to directly and just order. Okay, this is what I need.
And generally speaking, anything, the entire spectrum of industry, services, legal advice, counseling, cyber security, IT, everything is already a part of EO rather than it's like, it's not about trying to find a vendor for it,
Yes.
but reaching out to a friend and asking them to help. So that becomes
All
so much more
industry is
easier.
represented in the best way.
If I see any of friend or family or even the office people, then we can talk only on one or two topic. Either you can't open up every angle of your life, like at a stress level, at a family level, entrepreneurship level. If you need any help, if you need any support, if you want to offer something, then there is only one community or the friends where you can talk any level, you can debate at any level. Otherwise, old friends might have some other issues. Family might have some other points.
Absolutely.
So that's only one community which I feel that you can open up at any level and at any required stage.
That's
Baki to our life has changed, horizon, the exposure, the mindset. We think like if our spending is increasing, the parallel how to earn more, that is more focused rather than how to spend more. That completely shift of the mindset because of the year.
Yeah, I think spending and experience-wise, what we've gained through this organization, experience-wise, I think we've covered everything that the world has to offer. The retreats that we've gone through, the experiences we've done, what I have done at global events or, those universities or the learning academies and how it has shaped me or the kind of experiences I've gained, whether it is in terms of speakers or visiting some places or the kind of once-in-a-lifetime parties or being on yachts and combining 4 yachts and 100 entrepreneurs are there together, what we did in Greece. Today, I think that's a picture
Not possible.
for life to cherish.
Not possible.
So that only EO can bring. And we are thankful to EO. I mean, when we talk about manifestation and gratitude, this is what you dream of.
True.
And those dreams are fulfilled. And that's why maybe, now we are focusing more on things કે યાર આ બધું તો થઈ ગયું. હવે કામ પર લાગી, હવે કંઈક નવું કરીએ, કંઈક એવી લેગસી ક્રિએટ કરીએ which is there for years to see.
Impact.
Impact.
I think the holistic nature of life. So I would say कि before EO or before anything else, वो कुएं के मेंढक जैसा था. And then it was like that. Today, if I see my family members, my father, my other people who are there, part of our family, I think they have a very, very set focus. कि भाई business or someone is involved in social, like in terms of taking care or doing certain social activities. They're very, very focused in that, and they're limited their lives to that.
Yeah.
They enjoy it to the fullest, but they limit their lives to that particular part of their particular thing, and that's how they've lived their entire life. And I think EO has exposed us to a very holistic nature now. So today, when you see someone else doing social work, yes, you get exposed to that. You see someone else doing certain different adventure sports. For that, Neerav is doing
Scuba diving
and
this,
everything.
yes.
At this age, also, he is doing such fun activities with
Very
his
important
kids
to
and
mention
everything.
his age when we mention
Exactly.
scuba
So
diving.
that's
Still,
so to be able to do all that with his kids and spend such quality time with his kids, which I would say my dad never had the time to go ahead and invest so much in me or in the family, and he's always done that. So now, seeing that, I'm inspired to spend time with my child. I'm inspired to spend time with my family, with my mother, with other. So this is something which EO has exposed us to. Because we're seeing others do it, and that has basically made life much more meaningful, I think, for most of us, rather than it just being about earning money or setting an example or just leading. I think overall, the quality of life and what we're doing has become, for me personally, it has become a whole new level.
While you were speaking, I realized that we have missed on doing is the father-son retreat.
yeah, that we should.
Let's do that. The kids are of completely different ages. They bond each other well. No matter how bored they get, let's go to some place, lock ourselves in the villa and let them bond or let them talk. Or there to is among us now.
Yeah,
Now he's not a part of the kids group. But the other kids can do whatever they want, yeah. And let's do those activities, those sports with them.
They can join us, Chitra can join the kids.
Yeah. Let's keep it.
Because of the height also, I
Take them. Take them to do this.
Yeah, but it changed the family pattern also, the way we think, the way the culture has evolved gradually. Otherwise, અગર આવા કલ્ચર કે આવા ફ્રેન્ડ્સ ના હોત ને તો ત્યાં ને ત્યાં જ રાત સેટ કે લાઈક ઇટ્સ લાઈક મેડક કૂવાની અંદર એવું જ રહ્યા હોત કદાચ વી કુડ હેવ મે બી જમ્પ્ડ એટ ધેટ લેવલ 2-3 times પણ સરાઉન્ડેડ સર્કલના કારણે વી નો વોટ અધર થિંગ્સ આર ગોઈંગ ઓન લોકો શું
Where we have to achieve, what are
અને
goals.
એને જોઈને સમટાઈમ ઇવન વી પુશ અવર પેરેન્ટ્સ ઓર ફેમિલી તો એ ના માને but when we show them કે see your friends are also doing. And being good Jews, we all three are good Jews, and being good Jews, we always focus on to the saving money, saving time, entrepreneurship mindset everywhere. And we don't know anything because if you see the pattern, we always think about the business,
Yeah.
no other exposure. But that mindset has been shifted because of the EO completely.
100%.
Good, bad, ugly still remains to be seen, but yeah.
So everything comes with a bundle package. You know, you can't only choose that कि आ एक જ આમાંથી લઉં.
अच्छा जी.
समझ आओ. Gujarat really needed a group of fearless young entrepreneurs to come in, and there was a space, there was a gap where you could come under a very trusted environment, and all of us needed that. A platform like this at that time, if you see in those times of our career or the the age we were, this has actually been a boon.
True.
One, you're getting a trusted set of friends whom you can trust beyond words. Number two is the confidentiality EO brings to you that you're not worried about sharing your deepest. How open you get happened due to EO. How intimate you can get with each other in a short amount of time happened due to EO.
Right.
How much you can learn beyond what you know learning is.
Right.
बिकॉज आपका एक्सपोजर एक लेवल तक था, उसके बियॉन्ड एक वर्ल्ड था और आपका एक्सपोजर जो एग्जिस्ट करता था, बट यू आर नॉट एक्सपोज लाइक राज सेड. But that is what EO brought to us with every speaker coming in. And I have said this at several platforms that rather than a speaker teaching me, I have always learned more and better after the speaker closed in my interaction with my peers.
True.
After the learning session was closed. those socials also, those dinners also, those forums also, those integration events also, that one thing I learned from them sharing about their journey or their challenge or their struggle, or whether, I asked them or they asked me for something. It always gave me a learning. And those are the learnings that I have implemented in best way I could in our life. Whatever success that I have gained is thanks to those learnings with the peers of EO.
So I think to put it in an example, which I say, and when we talk about Gujarat being the land of entrepreneurs, but I think I always felt since I was a child that I am going to do a business. I am going to be part of the journey which my dad and everyone else has started. I was in boarding, so whenever I got back, always it was about spending time at the factory because I did not have friends whenever I came back home who were local. So I used to go to the factory, play with the kids who were there, the worker kids or the people, staff kids, and everyone who was maybe part of that, who were living on campus and stuff like that. And I used to spend time at the factory pretty much the entire day, going into the factory, running around, trying to do things. So I always felt that, okay, entrepreneurship and business is something which is part of my blood. And this is something which is going to happen irrespective.
Yeah.
Whether I study for it or whether I learn from it or whether I'm going to do it or not, I'm going to do this. And then when I started doing business, I realized that, okay, I've started my journey. But it was a very, very, I would say, a flattish curve which was going on. And then EO happened and everything. And then I think a different vision of what can happen came to mind. And I think one thing which EO brought to me was I felt that I could do anything because I had a connect with people who were actually pretty successful in their own lives, or maybe they could help me try and get over certain hurdles. So one thing which was like a turning point in our career or my company's life was where I decided that I can do anything. So I gave up on the fact that I had to go ahead and convince an employee or a senior management person to do it my way. And if they don't do it and they oppose, then I was not shackled by that idea. So I realized that, okay, if he's not going to do it, someone else will do it. My distributor who's not pushing for sales, and if I have to change it, someone else will do it. So I decided that, okay, this is the time from now onwards. If it doesn't happen as I wanted, so it was my way or the highway kind of attitude which came into me because I had support. There was a cushion all around me. So then I started taking calls in business, which actually helped me weed out all the slow-moving, bad kind of situations which are holding my business down.
Yep.
And then I, like whether it was people, whether it was channel partners, whether it was someone else, and we started taking proactive calls, moving more aggressively, thinking larger than life in terms of what can be achieved. And that's when things started doing, like the business started growing. And this was one part of, I would say, the support structure of EO, which allowed me to think that way. So
and every time you opened a new distributor or a new showroom,
there was no fear.
and when you
right?
shared that with us, we felt so amazing, as if we are, climbing those steps of success. And especially that moment when you opened that 100 showroom and that reel was something that you shared, and it was amazing.
So I tell you, when the Gujarat or Ahmedabad is talking about the Commonwealth Game, the Olympics, the PM and Home Minister also from the same state, and you see the potential of the state or the cities are having, and having this kind of entrepreneurship community or the ecosystem into the city where you just jump in and you just call anyone, whatever help you need. Either you send your staff to their office to just have the look how they function.
Yeah.
That is also the very big plus point for the state or city to have. Otherwise, as Raj said, the cushion surroundings by us, we don't know whom to connect, what to do, what is next, because opportunity is already there. The central, the country already getting a lot of opportunity at the state level, at the city level. Then we just have to plug in the right system with the connecting the right people. And then without EO or the community like this, I don't think so you will able to get the access of the network data or the businesses like this.
Yeah, information and data today is so critical. And the trusted data આવો મળતો હોય
Impossible.
જે EO માંથી એ બીજેથી ના મળી શકે તો.
Half the time it was just about the support which was there. It was like a silent support. जरूरत नहीं पड़ी, लेकिन it was there कि भाई है ना, कोई है
Yeah,
पीछे
as
कि जरूरत पड़ेगी.
entrepreneurs, you don't need to actually call everyone for support. Even having such amount of people just at, as your support, and the back of your mind, they are there.
True.
Also changes things. You know how it is when we are learning to walk when we are small, that your mom and dad are standing behind, no matter what. They'll not let you fall. They'll hold you while you're about to fall. So EO or forum for me has been that. Let's take the risk. Let's take the plunge. Let's take and shift gears.
True. When we normally do a party or the small gathering, then we talk business, we talk opportunity, what you did. This indirectly, directly, we talk. Then somebody came, my paas aaj jagya hai, let's do joint venture.
Yeah.
So that is one of the examples. So when you do party, when you gather the people, the bonding comes after a couple of hours only. When the bonding comes, then that person, when investing on you by way of offering land or by offering the investments, then they'll only trust if they know you, because entrepreneurs build the companies. Companies can't build the entrepreneurs.
Yes.
So they invest onto the people, and the people make the company. So they know you first. They know your ethics first, then how you do deal, and your surrounded people. Then you just have to plug in the opportunity by encasing the networking, by the partying. Only if you are open. Otherwise, if you are only doing networking, then it's fine. It's up to you. But the opportunity comes સામેથી અને લોકો તો તમારી જોડે કનેક્ટ કરે કે જ્યારે they know you deeply, and that's not possible in networking. That's only possible when you do party, when you do mingling. That's how it is happening. I have done a lot of
Superb.
deals
Very well
inside the EO community, friend circle, not within, but due to the reference.
Yes. So very rightly said, okay, there is this perception across that EO, is this young lot of entrepreneurs who keep partying all the time, and there's, very less learning. I would completely contradict to it.
True.
The amount of parties are only 3 times a year on this one retreat, compared to the 14 learning events that every chapter does every year, with great speakers, boardroom sessions, integrate sessions, workshops, great learning. But if those 3 socials don't happen in the EO community, like you said, you cannot connect with each other beyond a point. That trust happens when you are partying, when you're connecting, when you're talking socially, when you're traveling with each other. You know how much you connect to someone while you start traveling with that person, and the bond you share and the comfort you share when you're sitting in your pajamas and shorts at night and just laughing over something which is absolutely mad. That is the starting and creating of bonds and that pillars that only traveling and retreats and parties or socials bring to us. Only learning events will never bring. And today, EO is loved so much by all of us because of the bond we share. That's why we swear by that organization. After 15 years, you guys might be coming only to maybe 2 learning events in the year, which is also when I pull you guys. But you do it for the love of EO and for the love of, maybe chalo CPS told that let's go for something that, he's just told. Let's not think what it is.
There are a lot
That
of people,
bond is there.
There are a lot of people who wanted to know or get into the knowledge or wanted to know. So they can come into the event, and somebody is like us, we are okay now. We don't want this, but we want the friends where we can mingle, we can jingle, and then we can create opportunities.
We don't need to be apologetic about the idea that if EO, we wear the badge proudly, that we party hard, but we work harder.
Absolutely.
What difference does it make? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, what I'm saying is that if you are going to put your mind and soul into a 6-day week, which is really, really hard work, there's nothing stopping you from partying on the 7th day. There's nothing wrong with it. And I think that's the community we are with. There are people who really want to live life, but at the same time make a mark for themselves. That's the entire idea, right?
Going bold.
That's
Making
exactly.
a mark.
There's nothing
Thirst
wrong
for
with that.
learning and building legacies. That's
So
what EO is about.
I told you, anything comes in mind, like atodi nakhiye, kya upar aa kari diye. So I know, okay, these people will not mind if I go to anybody's place. Although I did a lot of damages.
Yeah, you've broken a lot of
damages,
furniture,
I
a
know,
lot of
because
glasses,
there's a
lot of lamps,
a lot of phones.
a lot of phones
That's one.
of your
Disrupting.
friends without even thinking. Now that can happen only with
Disrupting
you.
is a DNA, because you know that a person will not mind, and that open up your mindset also. That's okay.
That is where that can only happen in EO.
True.